Because that's what it is, a seed. And what happens to a well-nurtured seed? It grows. Conversely, consider the opposite. How many cultivate images of failure, fear, and scarcity, and what do they reap? Exactly that. The mind doesn't distinguish imagination from reality. It executes what you feed it daily. What will you plant in your mind tomorrow? Will you let the world decide for you, or create your own world from the inside out? It doesn't matter your current situation. Consistently visualize your desired life, and the universe will shift in your favor. Opportunities previously invisible will emerge. Not because they didn't exist before, but because you're now tuned into them. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are, and you are the image you cultivate daily. Ever looked in the mirror and felt a nagging sense of something missing, trapped in a limited version of yourself? I know that feeling. For years, I lived with a constant voice saying I wasn't good enough, the most dangerous kind, the whisper. It whispers when you think about enrolling in a course but decide to wait. It whispers when a new opportunity arises, and you dismiss it as not for me. I heard that whisper for years. Fear of rejection, judgment, failure. Maybe you're there now. A dream tucked away, an idea you haven't shared, believing you're not capable, not enough. I avoided situations requiring exposure. I preferred silence in a crowded room, even when I had something valuable to say. I avoided opinions, attention. My insecurity was so immense I'd rather seem uninterested than risk appearing ignorant. But that changed. How? In a hotel ballroom with 1,000 people listening to a speaker, Bill Gove. He spoke passionately, sincerely, saying something profound. If I want to be free, I have to be me, not the me others expect, the real me. It hit me. My biggest obstacle wasn't money, contacts, or opportunities. It was the small image I had of myself, the belief that I needed to be smarter, more articulate, more special to deserve an extraordinary life. How many opportunities have you missed because you felt inadequate? How many times have you compared yourself to someone else and quit before trying? This isn't coincidence, it's a pattern, and every pattern can be changed. You weren't born feeling inadequate. You learned it. Maybe someone told you as a child that you'd amount to nothing. Perhaps you grew up where your dreams were ridiculed. Maybe you accumulated failures and came to believe they defined you. But I tell you, no failure has the power to define your identity. None. Did you know Oprah Winfrey was fired for being unfit for television? That Walt Disney was called lacking imagination by a newspaper editor? The difference isn't talent, it's courage. The courage to continue when the world says no. The courage to resist being shaped by doubt. This doesn't mean becoming a speaker, writing a book, or posting online. It means stopping hiding from yourself. Stop self-sabotaging, minimizing your gifts, hoarding your dreams, waiting for the right time. What I've learned from studying greats, the fear of not being good enough never entirely disappears, but it loses its power when you act despite it. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes after. Act with fear, insecurity, doubt. Gradually, it transforms into strength, confidence, results. When you see yourself differently, the world responds differently. When I started speaking, voice trembling, doors opened. When I embraced my worth without degrees or titles, people listened. The world believes in those who believe in themselves. You don't need more information, more proof. Break free from the idea that you need to deserve to try. You were born deserving. Decide. Decide you won't accept this limited version. Decide to act even without feeling ready. No one is ready at the start. Waiting for the right time. I waited for years. It never came. The right time doesn't arrive. You create it. If this feels distant, I have an invitation. One question: is this version of me taking me where I want to go? If not, it's time to leave that limited self behind. The world needs exactly what you have as you are, not the perfect you, but the courageous you. Start small. Say what you've always wanted to say. Take the step you've delayed. Enroll in that course. Record that video. Send that proposal. You don't need to feel secure to begin. Just begin. Freedom lies on the other side of that fear, and what you'll find isn't a new life. It's you, finally free. Money isn't the problem, nor is a lack thereof. The problem lies in your relationship with money, and deeper still, in how you see yourself. Most believe they need more money to change their lives when they need to change how they think about it. Notice how some seem to attract money easily while others struggle even working hard? It's not coincidence. It's a mental pattern, an internal image. For a long time, I thought being poor was natural, almost innate. Worse, I thought being rich was for others, believing it was wrong to want more money, that I should be content with little, work hard and be grateful for scraps. If you grew up where money was scarce, where bills were always late, where phrases like money doesn't buy happiness or money is the root of all evil were commonplace, you likely carry that inside you, unconsciously. Money doesn't change anyone. It reveals who they already are. It's neutral, neither good nor bad. It only amplifies. So why the fear of wanting more? Why the reluctance to talk about it naturally? My first business? Washing floors, $30 a month, 2 shifts a week. I was grateful, but deep down, a voice said, "You don't deserve more, this is your place." That's what held me back. Not the salary, but my self-image. Until one day I did something few do. I studied money, how it works, circulates, what it represents. I observed wealthy people, their thoughts, actions, decisions. Money goes to those prepared to receive it, not just technically, but emotionally. You can take 1,000 finance courses, cut expenses, create spreadsheets, save on everything. But if you feel guilty about earning more, if you believe you'll lose friends, be judged, become a bad person by getting rich, guess what? You'll sabotage any attempt to prosper. You'll spend more than you earn, procrastinate, make poor decisions, and not realize you're doing it to stay in the level of scarcity your mind finds comfortable. A Cambridge University study showed that financial beliefs are formed by age 7. You're making adult decisions with the mindset of a child who heard parents fight over money or felt guilty asking for something expensive. Until you question those roots, you'll run in circles, earn more, spend more, grow, then crash, accumulate, then lose. What determines your financial reality isn't how much you earn, but how much you allow yourself to keep. I've seen it with famous people, Mike Tyson, for instance. Earned hundreds of millions, went broke, declared bankruptcy, not because of a lack of money, but because his mind wasn't prepared for that level of abundance. His internal image was chaos, scarcity, self-sabotage. When that happens, money slips through your fingers like sand. But there's the other side. Oprah Winfrey grew up poor, suffered abuse, was repeatedly dismissed. Yet she became one of the most influential and wealthy women on the planet. Not by luck, but because she reprogrammed how she saw herself. When you change your self-image, you change your financial thermostat. Most don't understand. You attract only what you're aligned with. Want to earn more? Believe you deserve it. See yourself earning it. Feel comfortable with prosperity. If that feels distant, start small. Change how you talk about money. Stop saying it's tough, hopeless, or you can't live well. Every time you repeat it, you reinforce the pattern you want to break. Instead, affirm, "I am open to abundance." Say it daily. What's that mirror reflecting today? If you don't like what you see, don't break the mirror. Change the image, and the image starts with you. Nothing happens without total commitment. I've seen it in myself, hundreds of people, every day. Most don't live the life they want, not for lack of ability, but because they never truly decided. They flirt with dreams, but don't marry them. They test the water, but don't dive in the mirror, convincingly, even if it feels like a lie initially. Gradually, it will change from an external affirmation to an internal belief. That's where everything shifts. When I changed my view on money, it started coming in unimaginable ways. New clients, unexpected referrals, businesses emerging from nowhere. None of it was coincidence. It was preparation, alignment. I'd changed within, and everything around me changed. Want to prosper? Start within. Money is a mirror of your mind. That's why they live in a cycle of almost. I get asked, Bob, why can't I get lasting results? The answer is almost always the same. You're not committed enough. People start a project, get excited for a week, and when challenges arise, they quit. Or worse, they don't fully quit but remain stuck doing things halfway, magically expecting results. The universe doesn't respond to vague intentions. It responds to firm decisions. I remember receiving Think and Grow Rich. The man handing it said, follow this precisely, do everything I say until you discover I'm lying or don't know what I'm talking about. I said, okay. That simple total decision changed my trajectory. I followed every instruction. I committed like never before. No plan B. It was all or nothing. That's the decision that moves mountains. It's scary. True decision means no more hiding behind excuses. No more blaming the economy, your parents, your education, your age, or anything else. You assume total responsibility for what you build. It's scary, but liberating. People wait to be 100% ready. You'll never feel fully prepared. Security comes after action, not before. When I started teaching, I was afraid. I doubted myself. I was shy, withdrawn, but I acted anyway. Over time, doubt was replaced by conviction, not because fear vanished, but because I did what needed doing despite it. That's what separates those who achieve from those who only wish. Achievers make definitive decisions. They say, I will do this, no matter what. Then they act. With fear, insecurity, without all the answers. But they act. That movement changes everything. A major problem, people accumulate knowledge, videos, books, lectures, but don't translate it into continuous action. They become theoretical experts of their own lives. They know what to do, but don't do it. They're frustrated, believing something external blocks their progress when it's a lack of true decision. People stay in jobs they hate, suffocating relationships, cities they dislike. Why? Because a definitive decision requires courage. And courage, my friend, is acting without guarantees, choosing to believe in the invisible. You already possess the success you crave. It's just waiting for your final yes. Extraordinary results demand an unwavering commitment. Ditch the distractions, conquer the procrastination, and stop making excuses. Don't wait for motivation. Create it. Don't be ruled by your feelings. Be ruled by your decision. This isn't some fluffy motivational quote. Behavioral psychology backs it up. People with clear commitments are up to 76% more likely to achieve their goals. It's not energy, it's neuroscience, it's laser focus. A firm decision sharpens your mind, filtering out the noise and honing in on the target. But remember, you don't need giant leaps. Consistent steps are key. Consistency breeds confidence. One small step taken with conviction every day is all it takes. Stop trying. Trying is your ego's escape hatch. I'll try is a self-granted permission slip for failure. Don't try. Decide, commit, act daily, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. That's how habits form. That's how commitment hardens. If you're ready for a life upgrade, if you're tired of underperforming, decide today to stop hesitating. Tell yourself, enough. I'm stepping up, acting with purpose, living like the person I want to be. The world doesn't reward the wise, it rewards the bold, and only the decisive are bold. So look me in the eye and tell me, will you keep waiting, or will you finally choose the life you deserve? The power is yours. Always has been, always will be. Ever wonder how a janitor became unexpectedly wealthy without a degree, business experience, or even a stellar IQ? It's not about sunrise yoga, weekly self-help books, or some magical secret formula. Believe me, clinging to those ideas will keep you stuck, broke, disheartened, endlessly chasing paychecks for the next decade, 2, or even 3. The truth: you're not lacking money, you're lacking direction. One transformative habit, that's it. You have no idea what you're missing by waking up each day without a crystal clear vision of what you want. Most people are sleepwalking through life, repeating the same patterns, facing the same problems, and getting the same lousy results. Wake up, work, come home, TV, complain, repeat. But here's the game changer. You can't create what you can't first visualize. My life was a mess before I picked up Think and Grow Rich. Low-paying job, no future, feeling completely overwhelmed. The book's message: read it daily, think about it daily, visualize your desired life as if it's already real. Sounds crazy, right? Me, a high school dropout, scrubbing floors, envisioning prosperity, but I did it. I started seeing myself in that other reality, even without proof. And that's the secret almost nobody gets. You don't wait for reality to change before you believe. You believe, and then reality changes. How often do you crave something only to have your brain instantly chime in with, "That's not for me, I can't afford that," or "It's impossible now"? And worse, you believe it. You've not only smothered the desire, you've reinforced scarcity within yourself. This internal image, my friend, replays daily, leading to the same results despite your efforts. It's not about deserving intelligence or luck. It's about your internal picture. A limited self-image equals limited results. Pure subconscious mechanics, not magic. Ever heard of the reticular activating system? Your brain's filter, focusing on what's relevant. A vivid vision makes your brain hunt for it, even unconsciously. That's what happened to me. I started cleaning office floors for $30 a month, but in my mind I saw contracts, businesses, opportunities. Gradually, it materialized. Focus. Where there's focus, energy flows. But I don't just want you to hear this. I want you to live it. If it worked for a broke janitor, it can work for you. Tomorrow, before your phone, even before getting out of bed, close your eyes for 5 minutes and vividly visualize your ideal life. Feel it. Don't just think it. Feel the freedom of financial security. What's your perfect day like? Where are you? Who are you with? This needs to be real, intensely vivid. Now you might think, "Oh, that's not for me. I have kids, bills, problems. That's for rich people." That's the blockage. The internal chatter, repeating the limiting beliefs, keeping you trapped. Visualization isn't escaping reality. It's creating a new one, starting within you. Think Jim Carrey. Before fame, he wrote himself a check for $10 million, dated 5 years in the future, for acting services rendered, carrying it daily. 5 years later, a $10 million movie contract. Coincidence? No. Direction, clarity, focus. But don't just write a check and wait. Nurture that image, fiercely protect it like a seed.